this could have been a whole video on its own. Like, I mean, maybe I could make this a video on its own. But anyway, I'm gonna still continue. But if this needs to be a part 2, then I'll make it a part 2-ish. Because there's already supposed to be 2 parts of my video. So if I do make this a second video, hey, welcome back. I'm talking about things to help with depression. Yeah. So the first thing that I wanted to say was that depression is common, but it's not normal. Like, normal, I mean, I'm not saying anything is wrong with you if you're experiencing depression, but don't make it something that's normal. Like, you have to live like this. Like, this is something, it is what it is. Like, people do learn to live with depression, because it's not something that's like, oh, you could just cure it all the time. Like, it's something that you progressively work through, but the way that you work through is by making changes. You don't just stay the same and expect different results. So just because it's common, or you might be experiencing it, or you know many people, like, I feel like this whole generation is just depressed or anxious, like people suffering from anxiety. The things that I have here, it can go hand in hand with depression and anxiety and other things wherever you feel it should be applied. But yeah, just because it's common does not make it normal. Like, it's not cool to be depressed. That's not the vibe. That's not the wave. Yeah, so one of the first things that I said is therapy. Therapy is definitely one thing that can help you with depression. I'm not gonna spend too long talking about that, like therapy. Yeah. Clean your space. I feel like having a clean space definitely contributes to your mental health. If you have a clean space, you have a clean mind. Like, you can just have that space where you can walk into and it looks clean, it feels clean. And even if everything else in your life is messy, at least you have this one space, like your room, or if you have your own house, your apartment, whatever, or even a small space in wherever you live, just having that space clean, that can be if everything else in your life is messy, just having that clean space to go to. Listen to music. I like listening to music. I would say that if you are experiencing depression, don't listen to sad music. Like, that will just make you more sad. Yes, it is okay to listen to sad things if you are feeling sad, so you can like feel those emotions, because you want to be able to feel things when you are depressed. But depression is like kind of suppressing your emotions. So you want to feel sadness, but you don't want to feel too sad where you're getting into like feeling suicidal or stuff, like thinking you can't continue with life. So I would say listen to something uplifting or encouraging. And if you want to listen to sad music sometimes, yeah, but don't listen to sad music and just wallow in it. Get up and dance. Yeah, do something fun. So when you're dancing, you forget, honestly, if you're listening to something like fun and exciting and you're dancing, that actually helps your body, because you're actually moving it. You're able to just forget about things that might be going wrong, even if it's temporary. Like, a song could last for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Like, just dance to one song that you know you like, and it makes you just want to get up and dance, and you don't have to be feeling all these sad emotions all the time. And it's okay to have fun. Like, even with exercising, it can be, if you like to do yoga or do some type of exercise, just do some movement with your body, because a lot of people who are depressed don't like to do things sometimes. There's people that function very well while they're depressed, but then there's also people that they want to just lay in bed all the time. Like, challenge yourself to get up, and even if it's for 2 minutes, to just move your body around. Be around little kids if you like them. If you don't like them, then don't. But I like little kids just because I feel like they remind you of maybe the innocence that you once had, or it's just like that childlike or playful mentality. Like, kids always will keep you on your feet, they will keep you on your toes, keep you moving, they will engage you in something. So I feel like playing with kids or being around them is just helpful. Watch inspirational videos, sermons, messages. Like, what you feed your body is basically what your mind will consume, what your heart will feel, everything. So try to watch also positive things that you know will uplift your spirits if you're feeling down, or make you even happier for a glimpse, or give you some type of encouragement. If you feel like you don't have anybody else in your life encouraging you, there's so many people that's on YouTube. Like, personally, I like to watch Sarah Jakes and Stephen, I'll put his last name, I don't want to mess it up, but I watch mostly Sarah Jakes. Like, I really like watching her. If you're a woman, then you probably would enjoy watching her more, but I like watching her videos because I always feel like it's inspirational, but also it's relevant to like the younger generation. And I don't know exactly who's watching my videos, but for older people too, she's very inspirational, but mostly for women because she does talk about women a lot. But there's like a lot of other people that's like for sermons. But then if you just want inspirational, you don't want something that's like has to do with God or spiritual or whatever, then there's like a lot of people that also do those things, and there's a lot of videos. You just have to look for it. Take a break from social media. Yeah, I already said my theme was comparison is the thief of joy, and that's all people do on social media, compare themselves to each other. So if you feel like you're getting depressed by seeing everybody else happy and you're not, like, take a break from social media. My Instagram notifications have been off for like a year, and I don't feel like I need to quickly respond to everybody. Like, you don't have to respond if you're not at the capacity to be responding. And it's social media. Like, if you have my number, use it. And even when somebody texts you, you don't have to feel rushed to respond to them either if you're not in the right place. Pray and fast. If you do those things, like, as I said, I will be talking about God on this channel, and I feel like prayer and fasting is the best thing that you can do out of most of the things that I probably said on this list. Oh, probably out of everything. Prayer and fasting, like, literally just ask God for what you want. It could be fasting from whatever you think might be a hindrance to whatever the problem might be. I already use social media as an example, so you can take a fast from social media. And when you are fasting, some people don't really know, like, it's not just not being on social media. You can call that a fast. Like, you have to replace the time that you would have spent on social media in prayer or reading the Bible or doing something that's spiritual and increasing. So yeah. Next thing, tell someone. It doesn't have to be a therapist. You can vent if you have friends, and it should probably be somebody that's not biased, somebody that would listen and not somebody that always wants to give their opinion. And make it clear if you want somebody to vent to or if you want somebody to give their opinion, because yeah, that's just something you should make clear to whoever you're talking to. Like, you can say, I just want to vent, or can you tell me your opinion on this? Like, just find somebody that can do that for you. But don't take anything personal if somebody can't be that person for you. Like, you should try to find yourself multiple people that you can talk to if you're going through something. And that's really, yeah, that's really it. I'm about to read a few more and then make this another part of the video. So then I said to journal. So write things down, write everything down that bothers you. So I feel like for some people, you might not want to talk, you might want to write. If you like to write more than you like to speak, you can write it down in a journal, you can write it down on a piece of paper. If it's something you want to keep, make sure you keep it and where nobody else can find it. If you feel like you don't live somewhere where your privacy will be respected, write it down on a piece of paper. It will make you feel better even if you just write it down on a piece of paper, then you rip it up and throw it away after. Like, at least you had that outlet. If you feel like you don't want to talk to somebody or you don't have anybody to talk to at the moment, you write it down, you rip it up, you throw it away. At least you got it out in some shape or form. And if you want to, you can keep a journal. If you know you can keep it protected from other people trying to get into your things, then you keep the journal and you just keep it for yourself if you want to look back and see how far you've come from the time you started writing till like the end of the year or whatever, when you want to do some reflection. Go outside. Going outside is something that a lot of people took for granted until COVID. Like, just changing your environment. Like, some people stay inside all the time and they feel depressed. Like, just going outside, changing your environment, looking at the trees, looking at the birds, like, just giving yourself a new perspective. Going to the park. I know it's getting cold outside, but even if you just stand outside your house and just look around, like, there's so many amazing things in this world to be in awe of. I mean, living in the city, you might just step outside and see another house or something, but just smell the fresh air. The sun is not up too long during the day, but just looking up at the sky and breathing, and yeah, just realizing how beautiful life can be, and realizing that everything is not always so bad and negative. Like, God created all these things in the world, and there's like so many beautiful things in nature that you can look at and see and realize that God created all these things, and he also created you. So, and he created you to enjoy this life, not to be sorrowful for your entire time on earth. Yeah, so then I said alone versus isolation. There's a difference between being alone and being isolated. So yes, some people do like to be alone, but it's when you isolate yourself. Like I said, if you don't want to talk to anybody, if you don't tell people what's going on, or you expect people to know, if you don't say something, nobody will know something's wrong with you. And I did want to bring this up because suicide has been very prevalent, and like a lot of people that commit suicide, nobody expects it, or even if you did expect it, you still don't expect it. Like, you really never expect someone to actually take their life. So there's a difference between being alone and then being isolated. Isolated is when you can have people around you, but there's nobody that actually knows what you're going through. Nobody understands. And something that I don't really like is when somebody passes away, then everybody wants to be like, oh, check on your strong friends, this, that. Like, you could be checking on people left, right, up, and down, but if that person does not tell you, you will never know. Like, you don't know what somebody is going through. So yes, check on your friends. Always do that. And even if somebody seems like they're pushing you away, there's probably a reason for that. Don't take it personal. You don't have to subject yourself to abuse by continuously trying to see if they're okay and they're pushing you away. Like, give them some space if they're asking for space. But also, if you're that person that's pushing people away, check yourself and make sure that you're not isolating yourself to the point where you feel like you're actually alone. Like, you're never alone. Nobody's ever really alone. You might feel alone, but you're never actually alone, and there's always somebody that really does care. And I'm talking about this just because this really is an important topic. I know plenty of people who have contemplated suicide, and plenty of people who deal with depression, who have dealt with depression. And yeah, like, this is just something important that should be spoken about more. I mean, it is being spoken about more, but like on social media, like, social media isn't real. Oh my gosh, social media is not real. Like, everybody just makes depression, like I said in the beginning, it's common, but it's not normal. They make it seem like this is such a, like a fad, like something that it's popular, and it kind of minimizes that this is an issue. So yeah, I think I'm gonna save the rest for another video, because I probably have been recording for like 30 minutes. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say to y'all for today. And there's like a lot of other good things that I do have on this list, but I don't want you to, I don't want you to be overwhelmed by all the things that I'm saying, and just like take it piece by piece. Everything is not going to apply to everybody. And yes, I have a whole long list more of things, like probably a little bit more than all the things that I've just said. But I have more things. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video. And I just wish you guys a peaceful new year, a safe new year. I hope that you heal from whatever hurt you in the past, whatever is hurting you currently, and just offer yourself some grace. Be kind to yourself, be kind to other people. That's all I have to say. Stay tuned for part 2 of this video. If you did like this video, please leave a like on it. Comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Continue subscribing. Follow me on Instagram for, like, I haven't started posting on my Instagram that's specifically for my YouTube channel, but follow me there still. I will be posting stuff eventually. And my Instagram name is Sierra.speaks. Same thing as my YouTube name currently is. Still working on my YouTube name. And when y'all do follow me on my YouTube Instagram account, I'm gonna ask y'all what should I name my channel. If I should keep it, I don't want to keep it as Sierra Speaks because I'm not just gonna be talking on this channel. Like, this is one of the examples of Sierra Speaks because I'm just talking, but I'm gonna be doing other things. Stay tuned for more. This is part 1. Like for part 2. I love y'all. Later.